third annual Middle East Banking Forum, brought to you by the UAE Banks Federation in association with the Banker magazine and Financial Times Live.
We actually had more people than ever. The previous two conferences we've done with the UBF, 2013 we had 250 guests. Last year we had about the same number, but this year about 300. So it went really well, and we had a really good selection of speakers.
It underlined the fact that tomorrow's world will be very different to today's, and that the future is not far away as it used to be.
So innovation isn't necessarily damaging existing business models, it's challenging their value proposition. One of the things to realize in the banking sector is most of their commercial model was designed almost 100 years ago. This includes everything from treasury, mortgages, consumer finance. It's been around for a long, long period of time. The biggest quantum leap we've seen in that 100-year period was the evolution of core banking products.
When I go to my bank, to my ATM, I just take my debit card, I put it within the machine, and I want to get cash. And the first question which is asked by the ATM is, what's your preferred language? Come on, I'm banking with the same institution for more than 5 years, and you're still asking me what is my preferred language. It hasn't changed, indeed. So, banks do have loads of data about the customers, but there is a frustration from the customer about how this data is used for their own benefits.
So banks are in trouble if they stay still, right? They can't afford to ignore what's going on in the big bad world. They can have a slice of the action if they get into startups and buy into what people are doing in terms of disruptive technology and so on. But it's not just about having a slice of the next big thing, it's also about their own survival. This sort of technology can take market share from banks globally. They have to not only just be aware of that, but they need to realize that they need that sort of technology to be part of their internal systems.
It's humans and technology, it's people and technology. It's the 3 C's of humans. It's colleagues, it's clients, it's customers. And how do we create a future that is not just digital for them, but is digital DIY? Because at the essence of any creation of any future organization, there's only 2 principles that exist. And that is, humans want to either DIY, do it themselves in 30 seconds, and why can't they? Because they expect that. Or they want to engage in a shared experience with somebody else.
Mobile technology is changing the way that banks interact with customers. At Barclays, our customers use their mobile banking application 26 times a month. They use the traditional web 8 times a month, and they're going to branches 3 times a month. It's creating a better experience, it's tightening controls, and it's fundamentally driving costs out of the organization.
It is the role of the banks. It is people like us bankers who actually need not fight against this. We need to look at it. We need to collaborate with the regulators and bring this to the mainstream because it helps the banks. It helps the bank get into the newer world, the millennials, to address all the problems the customers are having today of lead time, which takes longer, and it takes a lot of steps to do certain transaction. With this new technology, it can reduce the steps. So we need to embrace the technology and the ecosystem rather than fight against it.
Banking is becoming really a software. We are software houses. And if we look at ourselves, let's look deeply into ourselves. We are digital, right? We are deep digital companies.
Just look at Alibaba in China, yeah? What a great case study. Went from $0 under management to $100 billion under management in about a year. That made it the fastest growing bank in the world. Look at Starbucks, 8% of their profit now comes from the interest on those stored value cards, making them one of the most successful payment companies on the planet.
About 85% of people who use Facebook, and that's 1 billion people every single day, use Facebook on their mobile devices. And that pivot wasn't easy within the organization, but it was a determination from the very top all the way throughout the organization to make mobile our #1 key focus and deliver purely for a mobile experience.
It's a real opportunity for traditional banks to up their game, to create their future. And magic happens when we do it in co-creation with those disruptive startups.